Greetings, programs. This is Wretch. Welcome back to World of Warcraft Legion. Now, Swindlegear and Smee are back in the Hole of Shadows and taking care of some bookkeeping. Got an interesting item from the treasure vault here. I've got key to the Palace of Lei Shen, an ancient key to a secret entrance in the Thunder King's Citadel. The Shadow Pan would be interested in this. And that's all the way back into Pandaria stuff, which is interesting. Went ahead and did some quest here with our lowly 2 agents. I said in the last episode we need to take care of that here soon. But today, I think it's time that we acquire the Hammer of Kaz'goroth and put Highmountain to rest. So I'm going to go ahead and queue up for Neltharion's Lair, which will be the second dungeon that we've done during the playthrough. And I'll see you guys at the entrance. And here we go. Nothing's better than having that queue up happen relatively quickly. Just had to wait a few minutes.
Hurry, friends. Every moment we linger, Dargrul kills more of our allies.
There is still power within these rocks.
And down we go. Cowabunga. And the judge gives the goblin from Booty Bay a 9.5. I like that flip. Now, I got a warlock running with us, so we'll grab that health stone. We also have a warrior, 2 warriors, and a blood elf priest healing. So this should be interesting. And we are getting right to it. Now, this is Neltharion's Lair, so we're going to be dealing with a lot of like ground-based stuff, a lot of kind of earth-based enemies. One of the primary reasons for that is Deathwing, of course, back when he was Neltharion, was the aspect of Earth before he became corrupted. So we're just going to go ahead and just kind of focus and do what we can here, and stay out of the green. And this guy is doing some chain pulling, like serious chain pulling. He has no time for shenanigans. But fortunately, it looks like everyone's doing exactly what they need to do, so we'll just keep on keeping on here. Looks like these scorpions do a debuff whenever they die. And we just had a level up. Congrats, man. Let's avoid the green. Now, there's going to be a lot going on during this dungeon, so you may see a few frame rate issues. I do apologize for that, but nothing really I can do about it. Just have to kill everything that is not us. Vile Shard Hulk. Ah! Easy there, Sea Biscuit. I don't think his healer was really expecting these chain pulls. Looks like he's holy spec though, so he can do a lot of healing. These caves are very similar to the oh, what are they? Very similar to the Goblin Caves in The Hobbit. Because now the Drogbar are here in very large numbers. And should we... yeah, let's go ahead and roll the bones.
These Drogbar have been tapping into abilities they should not possess. No doubt it has something to do
Geronimo!
with the power still lingering within these rocks.
No flip this time.
Ularogg, betrayer. You would lead these intruders against us. Dargrul cannot control the hammer, Ularogg. He will destroy Highmountain, not conquer it. Either way, I will enjoy every moment of it. Rokmora, crush them.
Oh, hi, Rokmora. Yeah, big guy. Let's turn off our Blade Fury so we're doing single target. And looks like he has friends. Of course he has friends. That would be too easy. Let's Just try and do as much damage as possible. We've got a Shatter. Now, a lot of these attacks that he does are front-based, except for that green stuff that he keeps on the ground. So we just try to stay out of that as best we can. Like so. And fight at his flank. It's very similar to fighting an old-school dragon. Because in old WoW, I don't know if it's really like this anymore from my experiences, but you had to be really careful when you were fighting a dragon. You had to fight the dragon at his sides instead of the traditional way of just attacking from behind, because they had a tail whip and all kinds of nastiness. They were just as dangerous attacking from the rear as from the front. And there we go. Understone. Ooh, it's a little bit of an upgrade for me. I'm okay with that.
Well, they know we're coming now. I hope our allies can keep their main forces occupied long enough for us to complete our mission. Quickly!
Down.
Here, and join you downriver.
No, I won't be doing that.
Dunk.
I will find my own path and rejoin you on
For some reason, we have the ability to fish toss.
The Underking uses slaves to dig at the bones of my father. He does not know the powers he meddles.
Where are you hiding your food, maggot?
Please, you've already taken all the food we have.
Search everywhere. These peasants have been hiding rations from the army. If you're not fighting, you're not eating.
Shame. Looks like they're wanting to take the subtle approach. So, being a rogue, we're completely okay with that. Everyone woosah. Oh. Someone got caught. Looks like it was the healer. That's okay, we avoided a majority, which is more than I expected. So if you guys didn't hear what Ebernhorn was saying, they've got the Trogbar have slaves digging at the bones of all the black dragons, which he says is not good. Who knows, he probably could wake up something disgusting. Now, these guys have pets. This tank knows his business. Has probably ran this quite a few times. And... ooh. That's a cannon opportunity. Look at this huge cluster of guys. Though I don't want to die, though. Aye. Looked like something was focused on me there. However, it's much harder than it was back in the day to pull threat from the tank and get an enemy's attention. I remember during Burning Crusade, we actually had to download an add-on called Omen, which I know that a lot of WoW players are familiar with, to make sure that we didn't pull threat off the tank, because it would let you know, like, hey, slake your bloodlust. You're about to get some unwanted attention. But now Omen is kind of built in. It lets you know when your threat's getting high. And tanks have a lot more damage dealing abilities and threat gaining abilities. So that problem is pretty much a thing of the past, for the most part, at least. I guess that depends on the skill of both the DPS and the tank. But back in the day, the tank had to... back in my day, the tank had to focus to make sure the healers didn't pull threat with how much they were healing. It was a very different time. Now, we're getting close to another boss here. Not this guy. He's coming right for us! Let's be careful now. He's got green crap on the floor. Looks like green flames. Rocks are in my way. And remember, especially in dungeons, guys, roll the bones as much as possible. Always have a roll the bones buff up. The life you save may be your own. And as a rogue, that's the only life you particularly care about. Because you can just vanish if things get hairy. Yeah, he's right there. Ularogg Cragshaper. He's the one who summoned the big guy. I still have a habit though of making sure the tank has threat before I start attacking. Now there's some other stuff I should be avoiding, like the stuff on the ground, like earthquake cracks that we saw in the Eye of Ashara, but this healer seems to know what they're doing, so I'm not that concerned. We can be a little bit reckless. Now we have to clear this entire room of enemies, because it's going to get fairly crowded here soon. And this will be a single target fight for the most part. So we get Blade Flurry off. Oh, we had one more little straggler. Good time to roll. I wish there was like some sort of ability that make those rolls last longer than 30 seconds. That would be amazing. Some sort of special ability. Now we get to play the shell game, which I am horrible at. You'll see here in a second what I mean.
Pay attention, Neltharion. I want you to
Whoa.
see your heroes die.
So we start focusing on him, and he will summon stuff out of the ground, I believe, to try and kill us. Strike of the Mountain. I think it's mostly affecting the range DPS, though. Possibly. Yeah, see, he summons like rock falls and those fists that come out of the ground. Whew. Easy there. Now, here is Stance of the Mountain. Here's the shell game. He's put himself in one of these totems, and then the totem starts moving around. And I'm pretty sure it's this one. And then we gotta choose. It looks like the tank was paying attention as well. Now this is only on normal mode. In heroic, there's a lot more of them. And that's pretty much it, I believe. Now we just have to focus on taking him down. Oh, that was a crappy roll to bones. Oh well. Rogues are slaves to RN Jesus, as the saying goes. And some gold. Now we have 2 more bosses to go in this dungeon. So I'm going to go ahead and stealth and do a little bit of scouting with Smee. So far so good. There they are. Now look at those snails. Those are snails that they put the Murloc ones to shame. Or the ones in that cave where we had to deal with the Murlocs. They can be attacked too, which sucks because they're probably going to die in the ensuing melee. Oh! Never mind, he wants to avoid them. Good job. Let them just enjoy their slug races or their snail races. And leave them in peace. That warrior doesn't seem to want to, though. Let's see what he does. Every so often you have those DPS that just want to attack things.
Arise! If they complete this summoning, our passage to Dargrul will be blocked.
Alright, I think we're good.
Naraxas will feast on your foes.
And, woo, there's a lot of things here. Fire the cannon! Oh, that guy's named Orc Slayer. I don't mind if he dies now. Our tank. It's like, back when I first started playing this game, that's all I played were orcs. We had a guild that was orcs only, pretty much. Like an actual, the entire purpose of the group was a traditional orcish clan. Like the War Song or the Frost Wolf. Lasted for quite some time, too.
Yes.
Ooh, look at that. That is Naraxas. That is the mother worm. And that is our next boss. Get rid of all the trash, though. And the grubs. Oh, okay, the grubs. They grow up so fast. Imagine if grubs actually grew up that quickly. Ugh. That'd be horrible. We still have things up? Oh. There we go. Now, this is a fight that's actually relatively easy for melee DPS, because we just walk up here and hack and slash and let the tank do its job. This is actually more of a fight for the ranged. We just have to avoid that green stuff, which, quite frankly, is much easier than that one boss in Eye of Ashara with the Hydra heads. So this is pretty much cake. And if that's a holy priest that we're rocking out, they have a lot of AoE heals, so they're healing us all at the same time, which I assume is very handy. And I actually don't like using the Dreadblade abilities during a dungeon. I know we have healers on board, but when we start doing heroic and mythic content, I don't know if I'm going to be still doing the series by then. But then you would start using it, because you know you've got the heals.
We must strike at Dargrul now.
Now you may wonder...
I'm sorry, heroes. It appears the treasure you seek will be found on the other end of this beast.
Uh-huh. So, we run through... And a quote from Jeff Goldblum in Jurassic Park comes to mind. Excellent. We got 2 upgrades.
The Tauren believed you were prophesized to seize my hammer. Pathetic. Let them come.
Whoa. What path are we
Witness
taking?
the fate of those who stand against one worthy of wielding the power of a titan.
I think Eberhorn just set those guys on fire. There's Dargrul with his army. Hence the reason Eberhorn's here to clear the way. We're supposed to clear the way too, but I've actually never seen anyone go this path before. Uh-oh. Well, so much for subtlety. We actually might get wiped here. And I just activated the Dreadblade ability, accidentally. But that's okay. Let's try with a little bit more subtlety, guys.
I'm sorry, heroes. I must leave you now. Yet know this. I have witnessed your deeds with pride, and I am sure you will not fail Highmountain in this final hour.
Yeah, no pressure or anything. Why is the awesome black dragon... Why is the awesome black dragon leaving us, like, right at the pinnacle moment? Yeah, something I was actually wondering, doing some Pandaria content a few days ago. There's a character in Mista Pandaria called the Black Prince, and he is the last child of Deathwing, at least he thought so. So, wouldn't Eberhorn mean that he doesn't have that claim anymore? As the last child of Deathwing. I'll have to look that up, because I'm pretty sure that we established that... Yeah, Eberhorn is from Deathwing. Maybe we need to organize some sort of family reunion. I'm sure they'd love that. I'm sure black dragons love parties. And here we go, guys. Time to grab that hammer.
Break this world asunder.
Uh-huh. Now, this guy talks a lot. And he also summons big char skins, molten char skins, to fight for him. But we're just going to keep our eyes relatively on the prize and focus on him. There's plenty of guys with AoE damage who can do that for us. Yeah, they took down the big guy. And he's summoning crystal spikes. We just need to get out of the way. And you know what? Let's go ahead and activate the Dread Blades. We'll activate our heal, too. And... okay, he's doing like a magma wave now that's doing a lot of damage. Holy crap. Heals, please, Mr. Healer. I would greatly appreciate it. Or Miss Healer. Nice. And there's the hammer.
Chose you, Dargrul. It seeks a wielder who possesses true strength, and you were found lacking.
Woot.
It's done, heroes. With Dargrul dead and the hammer reclaimed, the Drogbar are broken. Now begins the long task of reuniting our tribes. But balance has returned to Highmountain.
The power of the Mad King Dargrul is broken, and Highmountain has you to thank, heroes. Now, there are other family matters that require my attention. Farewell. I hope when next we meet, it is under more peaceful circumstances.
Oh, he might be
I counsel the High Chieftain.
He might be going to the Black Prince himself. So maybe there is no organization of a family reunion needed. Alright. Thank you, Supreme, and Orc Slayer, I guess. And we can go ahead and leave the instance group. Now, we need to head to Dalaran and drop off the hammer, just like we did with the Tidestone from earlier. And that was a fun dungeon. Any dungeon you can walk away from is a good one. That's important in D&D, and it's important in life. So we'll take the secret entrance out of here into Dalaran, into Lagtown, USA. And head into Khadgar's chambers. And he should be delighted that we now have another pillar. That's 2 out of 5. I believe it's 5. Isn't it? I know there's actually 6 here. There's 4. Pardon me. So in terms of these, we're halfway there. Archmage Khadgar has set aside a space here for the Hammer of Kaz'goroth, as well as the rest of the Pillars of Creation. And we get some 800 gloves.
When you first set foot upon our shores,
Oh, hey, Mela.
prayed to the spirits, asking if you could be trusted. By helping to reunite our tribes, you have proven yourself a true friend to our people.
And I'm glad that you don't want the hammer either. That would be unpleasant.
For us,
Oh,
the Hammer of
you're still talking.
Kaz'goroth has always been a symbol of unity, a reminder of our proud history. But in your hands, it will serve an even greater purpose.
Yeah, slamming it down on Kill Jaden's
On
head.
behalf of the tribes of Highmountain, I entrust the hammer to you and your allies. May it strike true at the heart of the enemy.
Yeah.
The spirits whisper that
Good Lord.
our fates are intertwined. My people stand ready to aid you in the war against the Legion.
There we are. Kind of long-winded. Victory in hand, you know there are still pillars of creation that must be recovered if the Legion is to be defeated once and for all. Your order has identified uncharted regions of the Broken Isles that still house the remaining pillars. Looking over the information will help focus your next effort. So, we have to choose our next location, guys, which is either Valshara or Stormheim. It's either kind of the Druid capital or Skyrim 2.0. So I'm going to leave a poll, like I did before, right now. You'll see the note on the top right-hand side of the screen. What zone do you want me to go to? Now, I do have to head to Stormheim already. That's going to be next on the agenda, because we need to continue our quest with SI7. But after that, then we'll hit our next quest hub. So I will go ahead and end the episode here. Hope you guys enjoyed the dungeon run. If you liked it, please leave a like down below. Subscribe to the channel, leave a comment, that'd be a big help. And we'll see you next time. Later days, everyone.